Have you ever wondered what truly matters in old age? Money, freedom, or family? In this heartfelt journey, a 68-year-old man reflects on his solitary life, shaped by an unforgettable love and years of hard work, only to find an unexpected source of joy and belonging in his retirement. Stay with us until the end to discover how he turned an ordinary pension into a life filled with purpose, happiness, and the warmth of family. His story offers a touching reminder of what matters and may inspire you to rethink your path to fulfillment in later years. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. My name is Kwan, and I am 68 years old. As I look back on my life, I am often filled with a deep sense of regret, as though much of it has been lived in vain. I never married or had children, and to those around me, I am simply seen as an old bachelor. Yet, I am not like the stereotypical idle or lazy single men often found in the countryside. The reason for my solitary life stems from a love so profound and unforgettable that it shaped the course of my entire existence. When I was in high school, I had a dear female friend named Phuong. She and I were inseparable, bound by shared dreams and aspirations. Both of us were determined to study hard and pass the university entrance exams, hoping to leave behind the poverty of our small village and build a better future together. We often spoke of our plans, imagining a life of happiness and fulfillment far from the struggles of our upbringing. But life did not unfold as we had hoped. Despite our best efforts, neither of us passed the exams. This failure weighed heavily on both of us, but the consequences for Phuong were especially cruel. Her parents, desperate to secure a high bride price, forced her into an arranged marriage. They threatened to take their own lives if she refused. With no way to defy their demands, she succumbed to their wishes. I was devastated. Losing Phuong shattered my spirit, and the pain of her forced marriage lingered in my heart for years. It was a wound that never healed, leaving me unable to imagine a life with anyone else. I abandoned the idea of marriage entirely, resigning myself to a life of solitude. Phuong's life, tragically, was far from happy. Her marriage was filled with hardship, and she passed away in her early 40s due to illness. News of her death broke me once more, extinguishing any remaining dreams or desires I had. It felt as though a part of me had died with her. With no aspirations left, I drifted through life, letting fate carry me where it would. Eventually, my family used their connections to secure me a position on a construction team for a city-building company. Without the responsibilities of a family to tie me down, I moved frequently, traveling wherever the construction projects took me. I poured myself into my work, finding solace in the routine and challenges it provided. Over time, my dedication and technical skills earned me a formal contract with social insurance and a stable income. Through years of hard work, I managed to buy my own house in the city, a modest but comfortable space where I lived without material wants. However, material stability did little to fill the emotional void. At the age of 60, I retired with a pension of 8 million dong, enough to sustain a single person. But retirement brought its challenges. The sudden shift from an active working life to the quiet stillness of my home left me feeling lost. Returning to a house that I had spent little time in over the years, I found it cold and lifeless, devoid of the warmth that a family might bring. I was left to navigate the monotony of my days alone. By then, my parents and eldest brother had passed away. Being the second of 4 siblings, I had little family nearby. My third brother had married into another household, and my youngest brother lived in the countryside with his eldest son. Even my youngest brother's son, who worked far away, rarely visited. Though I have no children of my own, I cherish my 3 nieces and 2 nephews, treating them as if they were my own. On special occasions, I give them generous gifts, hoping to support them in small ways. Some relatives joke with my nephews, teasing them about the idea of taking care of me in the future. Others advise me to treat my nieces and nephews well so I might rely on them someday. But I have no such expectations. They have their parents to care for, and their own lives to manage. I cannot impose my needs on them, nor do I wish to burden them. My life is my own, shaped by choices and circumstances that I alone must bear. And yet, even in solitude, I find moments of peace, reflecting on the paths I have walked and the love that continues to echo in my heart. A year after retiring, I found myself slowly adjusting to life as a single person. My daily routine became simple yet steady. In the mornings, I would boil a single egg and pour myself a glass of milk for breakfast. Afterward, I would take the bus for 3 stops to visit the local market, where I shopped for fresh vegetables. Cooking was never a skill I had mastered. I had always relied on the company canteen for meals during my working years. Now, I had to rely on basic stir-fry recipes, which were the only dishes I knew how to prepare. At the market, I carefully selected fresh, seasonal vegetables and treated myself to a steamed bun, which became my standard lunch. The leftovers from lunch often carried me through to dinner. Since I was only cooking for myself, this simple arrangement sufficed. Over time, I began to connect with other retirees in my neighborhood. At the park, I met a few elderly people around my age. These encounters evolved into regular gatherings where we played cards, chess, or table tennis at the senior activity center. Life, while not particularly exciting, settled into a rhythm that felt peaceful and content. However, one significant challenge loomed over me: falling ill while living alone. In the 3rd winter after my retirement, I caught a severe cold. One morning, I woke up feeling unusually weak and dizzy. I assumed that resting and drinking warm water would resolve the issue. But as the day went on, my condition worsened. I became feverish, my body felt as though it was on fire, and I was unable to move. As I lay in bed, I realized I couldn't even muster the strength to reach for the glass of water on my bedside table. My fever raged on through the day and into the night, leaving me delirious and helpless. I don't know what saved me. Perhaps my body, conditioned by years of hard labor, found the strength to endure, or maybe it was sheer luck. By the next morning, the fever had broken, and I regained consciousness. Reflecting on that experience left me deeply shaken. The realization hit me hard. If I hadn't pulled through, I could have died alone, with no one to notice. The idea of dying itself didn't frighten me as much as the thought of dying unnoticed, slipping away quietly and forgotten. It became painfully clear to me that I had no spouse, no children, and no close family nearby to rely on in my old age. When I discussed my fears with a few friends, they offered various suggestions. Some advised me to find a companion to share my later years, but I dismissed the idea outright. I had chosen to live independently in my youth, and I saw no reason to change that now. Others suggested hiring a helper, but I laughed at the suggestion. On my modest pension as a retired construction worker, such an expense was out of reach. Finally, they proposed that I consider moving into a nursing home. They explained that nursing homes provided meals, medical care, and companionship, ensuring that I wouldn't have to face another medical emergency alone. They pointed out that my pension could cover the basic costs of a facility, and if my care needs increased over time, I could sell my house to pay for the additional expenses. Though I acknowledged the practicality of this solution, the thought of moving into a nursing home at my current age, living each day as if simply waiting for death, felt unbearable. I decided instead to wait and see how life unfolded. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. During this period of waiting, something unexpected happened that changed my perspective on aging. At the age of 65, during the Mid-Autumn Festival, my youngest brother reached out to me. He asked his eldest son to pick me up and bring me back to the countryside to celebrate with the family. I eagerly accepted the invitation, feeling a rare spark of excitement. I purchased some premium mooncakes and a bottle of wine as gifts and prepared for the journey. It had been years since I had visited my hometown, and I felt a sense of anticipation as I packed my bags. Returning to the village after so many years brought with it a flood of memories and emotions. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in my life, one I hadn't anticipated, and it offered me a glimpse of a different way to embrace my old age. When I arrived at my relative's home, I was immediately struck by the significant transformation in their lives. My youngest brother and his wife had completely rebuilt their home and established greenhouses to grow grapes, which brought in hundreds of millions of dong in annual income. The house itself was spacious and modern, featuring separate kitchen and bathroom facilities, a hot water system, and ample space for both gardens and livestock. The sight of my nephew's children eagerly rushing to greet me deeply moved me. That night, as I sat drinking with my brother, I expressed my admiration for his fulfilling life, surrounded by family and a warm, comfortable home, while I was facing old age alone and struggling to find purpose. At that moment, my emotions overwhelmed me. My younger brother, who is only a few years younger than me, patted his chest reassuringly, slightly tipsy from the drinks. "With me and the kids here," he said, "you'll never have to go to a nursing home. Tomorrow, you'll move in with us, and I'll take care of you as long as I can. When I can't anymore, the kids will look after you." I couldn't help but ask again, "Really? You all don't mind taking care of me?" The eldest nephew, who had been quietly observing, stepped forward and said firmly, "Uncle, you can rest assured. To me, you're like a father. I'll never forget how you bought me a bicycle when I was little, sent me money for school when I didn't have any, and helped with my wedding and the building of my house. Now that you're old, it's my turn to care for you." Hearing those words, I burst into tears. Tears of relief, tears of gratitude, tears of joy. I cried because I finally felt that I had a place to belong. I cried because I wasn't alone anymore and could count on my family. My brother and nephew took me back to the city to pack up my belongings, while my sister-in-law immediately began cleaning the eastern room, preparing it for me. She laid down fresh cotton sheets and threw away my old, faded blankets without hesitation. From that day forward, I started my retired life at my younger brother's house. Life here is far better than anything I had in the city. The village roads are smooth, clean, and well-maintained, equipped with running water, proper septic systems, and communal areas for activities. Everything is convenient and organized. My brother and sister-in-law have always insisted that I not do any household chores. When they work in the fields, I wander through the village, play chess, and catch up with old friends from my childhood, sharing stories that bring laughter and joy. These conversations are a stark contrast to the city, where discussions with peers often revolve around illnesses, aging, and burdensome worries about the future. What truly satisfies me is the food. My brother, sister-in-law, and eldest nephew work hard in the vineyard, while my niece-in-law stays at home to care for the children and cook. I often help look after the little ones while she prepares the meals. Every day, she serves at least 6 different dishes, balancing meat, fish, vegetables, and fruits for a healthy and well-rounded diet. Within a month, I had gained 5 kilograms, felt happier, ate well, and became healthier. The whole family treated me with genuine love and care, and I was deeply grateful for their attention and kindness. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. It is not just the physical comfort but the warmth of their love and attention that has made this life so much more meaningful. I had longed for belonging, and here, surrounded by family, I finally found it. Every evening, my brother and I would sit together, sipping a few small glasses of wine, and I would often feel a deep sense of tranquility, as though I were living a life straight out of a dream. What began as a simple trial stay quickly transformed into a moment of profound reflection and a decision that would shape my future. One particular evening, after our family dinner had concluded when everyone was gathered around the table, I took my sister-in-law aside and handed her my retirement bank card. With a calm and steady voice I said, "This card holds over 100 million dong that I've saved throughout the years, plus my 8 million dong monthly pension, which is regularly deposited. I want to entrust this money to you so I no longer have to worry about my future. All I need from you is care, ensuring my meals are taken care of and my health is looked after." My sister-in-law, initially surprised and hesitant, gently refused, saying, "Brother, our family is doing well now. We have no shortage of food. You should keep this money for yourself." I responded with a sense of certainty. "What do I need to save it for? I have all of you to care for me in my old age, and you'll be the ones to see me off when I pass. I have no more fears." She glanced at my brother, who then smiled and waved his hand, saying, "If brother says you should take it, then take it. Take good care of him." My sister-in-law nodded slowly, her eyes filled with understanding. From that day forward, I felt the love and care of my family grow even stronger. No matter how busy they were with farming or their daily routines, if I ever felt unwell or experienced a headache, my eldest nephew would immediately take me to the town clinic without hesitation. My sister-in-law tended to me with incredible devotion. She cared for me from head to toe, even ensuring I had new clothes whenever she went shopping for my brother. Each day, my niece-in-law would bring her little child to play with me, chat with me, and bring laughter into my life. I began to treasure these simple joys of family warmth, feeling a sense of belonging that I had long yearned for. I never imagined my old age could be filled with such happiness. With my 8 million dong pension, I found a peaceful and contented way to enjoy my retirement. I made the decision that, when my little grandnephew grew up, I would transfer my house in the city to my eldest nephew so that the child could study in the city in the future, giving him opportunities one never had. In my old age, I've come to realize that no amount of money or freedom can compare to the joy and peace that come from being surrounded by loved ones. It's not the possessions or wealth that bring lasting happiness, but the warmth and care of family. In the end, the most precious gift in life is the love and presence of those who hold you dear. As we reflect on this heartfelt story, we're reminded of the true value of family, connection, and the simple joys that bring fulfillment in life. What have you learned from this inspiring journey? Share in the comments one thing you've taken away from this story and plan to bring into practice in your own life. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more stories like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.